Hey everybody, it's Jay Warren with the City of Arlington. You know, technology is helping us assess some 3,000 miles of roads here in Arlington. We use a specially equipped van every summer with a lot of cool technology to look at a third of the roads. And here to explain how it works is our City Manager, Trey Yelverton.
Thanks, Jay. Today I'm out in the Public Works Operations Center with Assistant Director of Public Works, Bill Bateman. We're here to learn more about how we assess our street conditions and do street improvements in town. So we're here, Bill, in front of one of the pieces of equipment that we use. Could you tell us a little bit about how you do your work?
This is our pavement management van, and it takes pavement data and get the overall condition index, roughness index, and various other factors.
So the technology on this van then helps us prioritize what it is we're doing in the streets.
It categorizes streets into three categories: green, which is excellent; yellow, which is fair; and then streets that rate 50 and below are considered failed streets. And those are the streets we focus on for rebuilds and our street maintenance reclamation projects. We do the worst first, the salvage streets, before they go into a rebuild on the street maintenance side.
Who does this street work for us?
We have a vendor that collects the data for us. It's through a co-op contract with North Central Texas Council of Governments.
Now I'm here with Scott Gordon, who's Vice President of DTS, who's the vendor and owner of this vehicle. And talk to us a little bit about the technology that's deployed to help us do this work.
So it's a GIS-based van that's collecting data as we drive down the street. Not only do we have cameras focused on the pavement, looking at the actual pavement distress and conditions, but we're also looking at everything within the street right of way. We can pick up signs, striping, sidewalks.
So what other kind of whiz-bang stuff do we have here that I need to know about?
We've got 2 GPS signals on the van itself, so we track every movement. And not only are we tracking where each asset is located, we can give the city updates for their GIS mapping. So if we've got a street that has just come into service, that's a new street.
Maybe we can get inside and or drive around and see what's going on.
Absolutely, let's take a ride.
All right, so now we're inside the vehicle, and I'm still here with Scott and our Mac van operator, Harold, as we actually start to hit the street and see some of the data actually come into the systems. Cameras are looking kind of every direction.
We have 3 facing forward, and we also have 1 facing backwards. And the downward facing cameras on the pavement are actually laser images that we can catch very fine detail of each pavement distress. The other thing that's interesting to note in how we collect this is the van's collecting 100% of the data. So those images are always there and they're filed away in your database. If your engineers are trying to make a tough decision on the condition of a street, instead of relying on their memory of driving it or what notes they took, you can come back in here and review the actual video images.
So now I'm here with Leah Jackson, one of our asset analysts, who is on the next phase of the project that we're taking a look at. Tell me what happens when it gets passed over to you as far as how we start to use that data for our decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. So once they're done collecting the data, they give that over to us and that we can then use to put into our asset management system called Cartograph. Then we pull the data from Cartograph and input it into a map that you can see here. So using ArcGIS, which is a mapping program, it grades each segment.
So Leah, this map, people are able to go to this site and kind of focus in on their neighborhood or their street to find out what condition they have. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have any questions or if you're curious to see what your neighborhood looks like, you can navigate throughout this map and zoom in and out and see all of the conditions of the segments of road around your neighborhood. There's a legend over on the right side of the green and yellow and red streets.
Well, we thank you for everything that you're doing to keep our road program organized and headed in the right direction. And this data, I think, is invaluable to make sure that our citizens are getting the best investment on our public infrastructure.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Thank you for coming out and see what we do.
Sure.
Thanks, Trey, and thanks for you at home for watching another On the Clock. We'll see you next time.